Yeah, hello everybody. Fallen Angels. Welcome back to my channel. I figured I'd have my fiance do my hair on a video again and show you how I get cornrows put in. You know, more or less we're keeping them as French braids right now. You know, because it's easy to do. We're out, you know, obviously outside and homeless, and you know, we're limited with supplies and the area and stuff like that. Right now I'm using the Gorilla Glue again, which we're gonna get new stuff that holds better. That's, you know, that's braiding gel. But you can see how long my hair got just from fucking when I started to grow it. My hair is long. We just cut it. We went to an office that has a outside on their front lawn of their business, an outlet. So I put the crate that I'm sitting on now right there, plugged it in. I had her cut the sides and the back, you know, basically a bowl cut almost, you know, cut that stuff because I got a court date coming up, and I want to look as presentable as I can. And my fiance's been taking care of my hair since I started, you know, growing it. And without her, my hair would be reckless. Be young.
You know what the Midwest is, young and restless, might snatch your necklace.
And reckless, the next is might jack your necklace. But yeah, I figured I'd put this on so you guys could see it, and just talk a little and break some bread with you. I wanna let you know that these kids on the other day, about a week ago.
A week ago. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, ho. Run up on that nigga, get the squeak.
I was taking a nap on her knees, like, you know, she was sitting up, you know, watching the YouTube on her phone, and I was napping on her knees, you know, in the tent behind us. And you know, obviously we have a garbage box that we put our garbage in the tent, and then we, unfortunately, it's not the right thing to do, we dump it behind us in the woods. I mean, there's garbage on the floor and stuff like that. It's from the wind blowing and stuff like that. It didn't look so bad in the winter when it snowed because you didn't see the garbage, but now all the snow melt, you can see the garbage. But you know, I was sleeping through it, but she heard it because she was awake. They were saying stuff like, "Oh, what are those for a girl on a period?" You know.
Ugh. Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Like her private stuff, women private stuff. You have to deal with it, and you know, it's in the garbage and it's thrown out. So, you know, they're kids, they're just teenagers that go to high school. They're anywhere from 14 to 17, maybe the oldest is 18. You know, they were talking like that, and I didn't wake up to it. She didn't wake me up because let it be. You know what I mean? We're not in any danger. She's not in any danger where I need to step out and cause any defensive measures, you know.
All them bitch if it's a problem, we gon' gun brawl. Shots popping up the AR.
You know, like, obviously I wouldn't be aggressive towards children, you know what I mean? I'd just say, hey, you know, I got nothing but respect for you, and
I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing.
You guys can do whatever you want. Just please, you know, respect us and let us live. You know what I mean? Like, have your fun, do whatever you want. Just, you know, give us our space. You know, don't invade our space. I have a whole circle. You see these sticks all around these logs in a circle around the tent, because one time, I told the story already, when there's 15 of them, one guy rode his motorcycle, dirt bike, right around the tent, like really close, like I'd say like not even 6 inches, a circle around. Like you could mess the tent up, that's how close he was. So I made this long heavy branches circle around it, so you can't do that again, you know what I mean? And I should tell them, you know, don't do that, and they haven't done it. But let me get back to the story. So after they did that, you know, I was sleeping, they walked right to, there's a path right there, you know, like, I don't know, maybe 50 feet in front of where I'm looking right now. And there was only 2 of them at that time. And someone threw, it's over there. It's threw a log at the tent. You know what I mean? But the log was about the size of like a child's elbow to finger. And it was, my phone is heavier than it. You know what I mean? It wasn't serious. But it hit the tent. So that woke me up, and I immediately jumped out, my knife out, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and they got scared and, you know, drove off. But it just woke me up. Like, that was just my natural reaction. You know what I mean? Like, natural reaction. I don't even think they waited they didn't see no weapon or waited for me to come out. Like, once they seen the tent opening up, that's when they seen a head come out. That's when they said, "Oh shit," and started driving off. You know, but they were probably just harmlessly. You know, they didn't hear nothing, hear nobody, and they figured they'd stay by their bike on the trail, throw a log at the tent. Maybe nobody answers, then they'll look inside it. You know what I mean? Yeah. The video, I ran out of storage, so this is my hair. She did an excellent job. Excellent job. You know, and you know, they did that. I can actually walk now that I got my hair done. I could walk to the area, you know, where they were, the trail. Because there's another story too that I want to say. There's a trail, you know, and there's our tent, you know. So they were pretty close. They threw a stick and they ran off, but they were harmless. But every time I seen them, it might not have been the same ones, and it might have been, but they were just harmlessly trying to see if anybody was there. You know, they were just curious. But yeah, that happened. And now that it's getting warm out, like, a lot more people are gonna be here. There's the dog walkers. There's a guy with the dog. This time I can see him, but it's not the same guy. Alright, see him. You see them often. People walking the trail, dog walking. And kids, they're gonna start like hanging out, and soon school's gonna be out if we're not in the house by then, you know. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to maybe hide the tent a little more. We kept it towards the street, close enough where it's not obvious, but you kind of can see us from stores, I guess. But for safety, you know, like if anything happened, you know, it's less likely because we're by civilization. But yesterday or the day before, I want to say, was it yesterday, babe? The guy? It was yesterday. So, like, as we're just watching, you know, we watch YouTube, movies on Flickstore. We watch TV all day. That we aren't running our errands. We had to run errands in the morning. We had to get my meds and stuff like that. But I heard footprints of someone walking on these leaves, you know. So I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then I heard some
Yeah. Yeah. Tiptoeing in my Jordans. Kinda came down, tiptoeing in my Jordans. Just cop the port.
Some guy said, are you guys all right? And I wasn't sure if that came from the YouTube. So I like looked at her and she looked at me like, yeah, someone said that. And he said it again, are you guys all right? And I answered him. I said, yeah, we're fine. Let me open up and you know, I'll come out. I'll stick my head out and I'll talk to you, you know, so you know we're good. And, you know, he was just a concerned guy. He said he works at either this building or the next building, one of these 3 buildings. And, you know, he said he had a brown truck and stuff like that. He's like, do you need anything? You know, because I told him my situation. We got evicted. Right now, my disability suspended. I have an appointment. I'm working on getting the payment back because they still got me disabled. They think they overpaid me, and they didn't. They're talking about my Robinhood account that I had before I was on disability, and you know. So I got to straighten all that out. And I thought it was straightened out because I gave them everything that they asked of me. But let me hold this better for myself. But it wasn't straightened out, you know what I mean? So I got to straighten that out. But I told him that, you know, a lot quicker than I'm telling you, you know. And he says, do you guys need food? You know, like I'll give you guys food or whatever you may need if you need something. I said, no, we won't take if we don't need. That's not right. You know, we get food stamps, both of us, and you know, we got the stores and we get food. We get food every day, sometimes multiple times. You know, food, we're doing absolutely fine. And she's my caregiver, so you know, we do have income coming in. That's how we're able to pay our bills, you know, like all our phones and storage and stuff. If we need stuff or we just want something, you know, whatever. And he's like, you guys sure? You know, he's like, I work at that building. I seen the tent, you know, through the fence and stuff like that, because you kind of can, which is, you know, it is what it is, you know. So he was just checking up on us and making sure we were all right. And I was just thanking him for having a heart, you know. I'm like, thank you, you know, like this, we're hoping this is short term, even though it hasn't been, but hopefully it's not going to be that much longer, you know. Hopefully everything starts lining up for us where we're able to take care of it. And you know, I thanked them for having a good heart and checking up on us and stuff like that. And I wish them nothing but good karma and a good future, a good return in life, you know, for having a heart to check up on people. Because I said, there's a female in here. She's my fiance/caregiver. And I had her say hello too, you know, let them know that there's a guy and a girl, you know, we're normal people. We're not like these older crackheads. Missing teeth and ripped up clothes and robbing stuff and drinking 40s and throwing parties with our other ones, you know. And no offense to anybody who's like that, you know, like you're in a bad situation and I hope you get out of it, you know, just like I'm not in a good situation and I'm hoping to get out of it too, you know. But yeah, we figured I'd show him that, you know. So you know, he left. And he says if there's ever something that we need or if there's ever a problem, he did give a name. I have a brain problem and my memory problem. She probably remembers it, but I gave him both of our names so he could put a face to the name. And it's good because if he's noticing us and he's got a heart, you know, like, and it came up nicely, not threatening, really sweet, you know what I mean? He at least told the people that, wow, there's an ambulance, like a fire department SUV that just drove by there. That's weird. But, like, at least he told the people at the building, yo, I have introduced myself to them. They introduced themselves to me. They're normal. Like, we don't have to worry about them. They're all right people, you know. And, you know, or if that guy came because he's a father of one of these dirt bikers, that's good too, because then you could tell them, yo, that they're all right people, you know, because maybe that did happen right after, like a day or two after the stuff with the kids, you know, like, so there is a small chance that it was one of their parents, you know what I mean? And it could be both, like a parent plus they work over there, you know. And so either or, it's a good thing, because if it's one of the parents are gonna be like, yo, they're harmless, they're decent people, there's nothing to worry about. And you know, working at one of these buildings, you can say, yeah, you know, we see the tent, you know, like they're homeless people. They're actually, they're working on getting themselves out, and, you know, there's nothing to worry about. So we got that, and we got the thing coming up for our license. We got the DMV appointment for both of us so we can get our license. And then she's going to get drove with me. We're going to get brought to Hempstead to get a birth certificate. Once we get that, we're going to call town Brookhaven and set up for our marriage. The people from the Homeless Coalition, they're going to be our witnesses, you know, for the wedding. And because we get along, I get along with them real good. The husband and wife, she gets along with them obviously good too. But I'm always talking to them both. Like the husband even knew someone from my ranch that I know, this guy Samson. You know, so you know, they're gonna be our witness. And once we get married, we can go back and get a family shelter immediately. You know, as soon as it's open, you know, for us, something opens up for us. If it's not open at that point, and I have an appointment for my disability too coming up in April to set that record straight, like find out what else do you want from me and how much months are you going to hold from me because you think you overpaid me. Like that should, how much money are you going to take from me before I start getting my payments again, you know? So
Girl glanced at me, I whispered in the air, you wanna be with me? You wanna look pretty though in my video. Oh no, just dance if you caught up in the Holy Ghost trance. If you stop, I'ma put them killer ants in your pants. I'm the ODB, as you can see. FBI, don't you be watching me. I don't want no problems cause I put you down in the ground where you cannot be found. I'm just dirt dog trying to make somebody. So give me my streaks and give me my honey. Radios play this all day, every day. Recognize I'm a fool and you love.
That's for fucking with me, you no business born insecure motherfucker.
Hey, dirty.
Sing it,
Baby, I got your money.
sing it,
You
girl.
I said, hey,
Just sing it right
baby,
now.
I got your money.
I'm gonna straighten that out because I need that. That, you know, that's like $1,000 a month. You know, that would be very, very helpful. So I'm trying to think if there's any other updates. There's not, but I figured I'd do, you know, do a little update, show you, you know, what my hair was like before and after. She does an excellent job, cleans me up for court and stuff like that. And I will do that story. If I don't do it later today, I'll do it tomorrow about my books for the person that asked. I know I keep saying it, but it's going to be, I have most of my books are about the Anunnaki, you know, the Sumerian culture, the Babylonian, Assyrian, Akkadian, you know, Egyptian culture, you know, like I know all, you know, all of it, you know, and I study it hard, and I even go to sleep with videos on YouTube about that, you know, because it helps me sleep and I like listening to it and falling asleep to it. So I'll be doing that as my next video, you know. So I hope you all are enjoying yourself. I hope you all are just living it up, every one of you. I appreciate all the comments too. The comments you guys leave me, I appreciate all of them. You know, that's why I, you know, at least like, thumbs up and heart it, if not respond, you know, to everyone, because I'm not a big channel. I don't get tons of things. I don't get tons of likes. Some people that I watch, they're like, yeah, let's hit 2,000 likes this video, and really they got like 24,000 likes, and I get like 2 and stuff like that. So like, subscribe, please. You know, I do want to eventually monetize, if that's possible, if that's something that this type of channel could do. But I do want to do it also differently, other than my storytelling. Maybe I would need I sold my computer because it was in storage. I sold all that stuff. I had an expensive computer, but I'll buy like a laptop or something when I'm on my feet again and stuff. And because you need a computer to do like, where like if I'm reacting to stuff, like maybe videos, might be some police cam, and you know, videos that are on YouTube, and I'll react to the people that they're arresting, or react to the cop that did the arresting wrong or handled the situation wrong, or just like TikTok conspiracy videos too, you know. But it'll have like a picture-in-picture, you know, where like you see me and I'm right here, it will be the video and I'm talking about it. But it's hard to do it all on just an iPhone, you know. We may have like the new Pro Maxes, both of us, but it's not easy. It takes up space, and it's editing. It'll take time and timing and stuff. It's easier with the computer. I can use like even OBS, you know, like so. But I hope you guys all enjoy yourself. I hope I didn't bore you for this video. I hope you guys wish you nothing but goodness, you know. So you'll hear from me again. And this is the end of the video. Talk to you guys later.